The 50 years has given me an opportunity to take a step back and look at my tennis life, my professional life.
Okay, it's a beautiful day. Let's take advantage of it.
It's afforded me a lot of satisfaction in knowing that I made a great career choice.
The outcome shouldn't measure what your enjoyment is.
I have no regrets about anything I've done out on the tennis court or in the classroom for that matter.
The legacy is absolutely incredible. It's such an honor to be one of the captains in his 50th year.
You got to move forward, keep the movement.
He's touched the lives of literally thousands of players. He created one of the first no-cut teams, which is a hallmark of our program.
I don't think a lot of people are aware of how tennis here is no cut, but it's truly an essential part of this program. We have one of the largest programs in the state. I think it's 50 or 60 kids. And it's awesome to see kids who maybe weren't strong enough to make varsity as freshmen go through the program. We have a great coaching staff on the second team as well. Get to their junior and senior years and all of a sudden they're on varsity, playing in matches, having a great time. So without the no-cut program, these kids might have left tennis.
In 1991, there was a wheelchair player, John Slifka, who tried out for the team. Unfortunately, he didn't make the cut, but I was at that moment when Coach Saul realized that he needed to make tennis accessible for everyone. And he says to this day that this was the hardest cut he ever made, he had to make, and that was his last cut. In the following year, he instituted no-cut policy, and since then, literally hundreds and thousands of student athletes at Hall have been able to participate in this wonderful program, thousands more than if the program was a cut program.
How do you know when to?
In every way, the no-cut policy has been a boon to our program. My only regrets about the policy is that I didn't come up with it sooner and that it had to take a scenario like Jonathan Slifka for me to open my eyes. I'm sure I lost many great student athletes who not only could have developed into very good tennis players, but I've missed out on the possibility of relationships with student athletes who are superior. The tennis team is fortunate to attract a very high-achieving crowd.
I'm going to Dartmouth.
I'm going to be attending the University of Pennsylvania.
What is maybe a little different these days is we have so many individuals who do so many things well. In addition to preparing tennis players to be the best tennis players they can be, we're also looking at other things that they do and make sure that they're balanced and they have time for all of the things that they do so well.
Coach Saul, he's really devoted to all of our passions, tennis and beyond. I think he really is fond of our interests off the court, and he's very supportive as well when there's conflicts that come up. He's very understanding, and he knows we're student athletes. I started out with classical piano when I was about 7 or 8, but once I started with the jazz band in elementary school and then middle school, I realized that jazz was my true calling. Jazz is just something really special. At Hall, we have an outstanding jazz program and an outstanding tennis program, so I can't think of a better high school fit for me.
I've been playing trumpet since 4th grade, and music is really an outlet. It's such an honor to be able to play with such talented musicians like Alex.
When I see them on stage doing the things they do, it gives me a greater appreciation for what they do here as well.
I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in the middle of my sophomore year, and it came as a shock. The one thing I was kind of a little nervous about actually was playing tennis, and that's because it's really hard to control your blood sugar sometimes. You need to be careful, you need to make sure to have snacks. With type 1 diabetes, you need to be really careful when you exercise. Right when I was diagnosed, I kind of sent an email to Coach Saul saying, unfortunately, no, I don't think I can play tennis this year. Coach respected that, but he said, I understand, but he made sure to constantly keep in touch with me. He kept in touch with me periodically, and in reality, he was not going to take no as an answer. Not just Coach Saul, the assistant coach, Coach Pollock, also was in contact with my parents, and they really tried to make sure they offered to make any accommodations necessary, and we developed a plan where I could participate. I would not be here today as a captain if it weren't for them. Through my diagnosis of type 1 diabetes, I was able to find an outlet for activism. My jazz band, we raised over $3,000 for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Fund in a concert last November. Coach Saul, he's been like a second father for me. He's been incredibly supportive.
Come on over here.
He definitely helps people grow into who they are. Not just me or Alex, thousands of players.
Kyriakos, with what he's been through and overcome, it was quite a journey. And every journey one of those student athletes takes, I get to go along with him, which gives me great satisfaction.
What car did you have in '75?
1975, I think I had a Plymouth Duster.
Did the Duster fit the equipment well? How was the Duster equipped for loading up tennis balls and accoutrements?
It fit all the equipment fit in the Duster. The question was whether or not it would start and actually get here.